Hello there, my name's Leslie Lancaster. For those of you who have never met me, I'm one of the recreational therapists at the Center for Individuals with Physical Challenges. And today for our wellness activity, we're going to be making miniature Zen gardens. If you're not familiar with what a Zen garden is, it's actually a Japanese rock garden. It's a place that they would go for peace, tranquility, a place for mindfulness, meditation. But we're going to actually use this today as a way to have something tangible that you can use for like a stress reliever. Even when you're feeling anxious, it's just a good opportunity to have something tangible that you could use to help take your mind off of something, just kind of be in the moment, be present. You could have one of these setting on a tabletop in your house, maybe like a coffee table. It could be on like in your office would be a good place for you to have one available. Out on a back patio. These are just kind of fun to have sitting around, and just use it whenever you need to relieve stress, take your mind off of something, just kind of be in the moment, if you will. So we're going to actually make one of these today, and I'll show you how to do that. And you can actually make it super inexpensive. I got all of these supplies at the dollar store for literally $1 a piece. So honestly, the only thing you really need in order to make one of these is a container. I got this at the dollar store. You could use something clear like this. You could also use like an 8x10 picture frame. Take the back out, or the stand part off, and super glue the glass in to the frame, and then you could use like I said, an 8x10 frame as your structure. You could also use a shoebox lid. Use the lid, flip it over. You could use that to add all of your materials because it's shallow. You could paint it, wrap it, lots of different things you could use as your base. But as you can see, I'm going to use this clear bowl. It's pretty shallow. So that's the first thing you'll have to pick, is what you're going to set all of your elements in. The next thing that you'll have to decide is you'll need some sort of gravel or sand. Either of those. And then you'll also need stones. So some other things that you could add in there would be like, you could add some plants, some succulents. You could add air plants, miniature trees. If you had some little small statues maybe laying around your house, you could use, oh my goodness, it's endless as to what all you could use. You could add in some moss for vegetation. Like I said, the miniature statues. The little fairies are really cute, and I see a lot of people adding those into their gardens. Let's see what else. You could put in a little votive candle in your Zen garden, a little incense holder, lots of different things you could do. So, but like I said, you could make this really inexpensive with just the sand or gravel and rocks, and that's really all you would have to have. Which you could find around your house or apartment, maybe at the park. Excuse me. Pick up some sticks. You could add in some sticks. Anyway, lots of different options there. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you first you'll take your sand, and I'm going to do black on one side and white on the other. You'll add in, kind of push it all to one side. Okay. Once we get that in, I'm going to take my little rake here, which I made using toothpicks and a barbecue skewer. And basically I just took the toothpicks and cut them with just shearing scissors and hot glued in order to make my own little rake. Really inexpensive and easy to do. Just use the hot glue there. I also used a little seashell, if you can see here, and made another little rake, which you'll see here in a minute. You can leave imprints with the seashell, which would add a little extra pattern in the sand. And then I also picked up these. I thought these were super cute at the dollar store. And these are little, there's a little rake, a shovel, little, I don't know what you call that thing, but those are really cute to use. So next we'll add in our white sand. We're going to put that over here on the other side. Okay, so we'll take our rake and then we're just going to kind of smooth it out. And then we'll do the same over here on the white, trying not to get the colors mixed up. Okay, so I'm smoothing that all out, and then I'll do that over here again on the black. Trying to get that kind of even. Okay. And you don't have to do the two colors like I am. You can just do all one color, because there we go. All right, so I'll show you, kind of see there, move that a little bit closer. That looks like, okay. All right, so the next thing that we'll do is we're going to add in some black stone. Again, I got all of this at the dollar store. I'm going to put the black stones on the white rocks, and you just basically will want to place them however, as you're doing this. Again, there's really no rules to this. It's just wherever your mind takes you. You can form the rocks in whatever pattern, however you would like. It really makes no difference. This is just a good way to be creative, and you can play around with it. You can change it. That's the neat thing about having these little miniature gardens inside your house, is you can set the design one way, and then later or another day you can move them around and change it up. So just kind of play around with it. But I'm gonna set the rocks, the black stones, kind of go around the outside. And these are flat, so they lay really nicely on the sand. I'm just going to outline the white sand there in the middle. Okay. Go around. There's some bigger ones, there's some smaller ones. I'm just going to go around like this. Okay. All right, so as you can see, I'll move this a little closer again. That's what the top of it looks like. Okay, and then if I wanted to, on that side, I could add, I mentioned earlier, the little candles you could put there in the middle. Just kind of wedge it down in there. I could add some more rock around it. Just kind of play around with it however you would like. It's just fun. I've got some more natural stone too, if I wanted to add some natural stone to it. But I kind of like the white and the black. All right, so that's one look that we have. I'll pull this up here a little bit. Kind of hard to see that, but you've got the little votive in the middle, which would be kind of fun to have at night. You could light that. Nice peaceful place to come to. All right, so then on the black side, we're going to use white rocks. And on that side, you could take and do like, we'll make like a little mountain of white rock. Okay. And then maybe add a little bit of moss. Move this back a little bit. It's kind of hard to see it as I'm doing it because I can't hold the camera. Add a little bit of this moss. Just peat moss. I think actually this is, called reindeer moss, whatever that means. But take that and then add a little bit of that here in the corner. And then we could even take, this is a fake succulent. You could do an airplane, or I think it's not an airplane, but I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, you have lots of different things you could add in here, and just stick that down in there. Probably need to cut that off. I don't know if that's gonna cut or not. Maybe it's not, so I'm just going to bend it. Oh, there we go, just removed. So we'll take the little succulent and we can stick that down in there. Or you could put it down here in the white. It'd be a nice, be really pretty around that white. And then maybe here in the green, add a little, you could add like some tree bark. Add that in there. You could add some natural stone. Just like that. So here you go. You can kind of see what you've got the two different sides to your Zen garden. There we go. I love the white around the little succulent plant. And again, you could add you could put little flower in there, a fake flower. You could just get super creative with this. That was just what I came up with. Something else that you could do a theme Zen garden. So maybe think about a place that you would like to go on vacation, or a place that you've already been before, and you could create a miniature Zen garden on a place that you've been before for vacation, and you could add in just things that reminded you of going there. That would be kind of fun. You could, for the holidays, you could add in just different decorations to symbolize a particular holiday. For instance, for Christmas, you could add some just Christmas decorations or whatever would come to mind for that. You could add in there's lots of different things. For Easter, you could add in a cross. If you're a person of faith, you could add in just a little miniature Easter bunny. You could add in little Easter eggs. Just whatever is something that you think would make you happy or smile, or lots of different possibilities with this. So anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed the mini Zen gardens, and I think I'll keep this one out here on my patio. Try to lift it up a little bit for you. These are just fun to do. Good way to take your rake here, like I said, and you could make little waves in the sand. Just kind of play around in the sand with it. Probably would need to leave a little more space next time if I was going to play with it. Using the seashell, you could make little imprints that would leave a pattern. It's kind of neat. The white doesn't show up as much as the black does, but you could just take and press it down into the sand, leaving a really neat pattern all throughout the sand. So lots of different patterns you can design, making swirls around the rocks. You could use lines. Just have fun with it, really. That's basically all it's for, is to have fun, be in the moment. Don't think about the past, don't think about the future. Just being in a state of restfulness, mindfulness in the moment. So anyway, there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed this today, and in the meantime, stay well, stay centered, and until we meet again.